It's time for the Commissioner's Corner, an exclusive weekly conversation about Indiana high school sports with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. Now for an up-to-the-minute report about what's happening in the constantly changing world of high school sports, here's Commissioner Paul Neidig.
Welcome into our weekly conversation with the Commissioner. It's the Commissioner's Corner with Paul Neidig. I'm Brendan King. Paul, we talked last week about the IHSAA football state finals officially putting a bow on football season. But I guess in this transition period, when you wrap up football and then your focus really shifts to basketball, girls and boys hoops, really in the thick of things. What's happening right now at the IHSAA as you guys get set to officially really focus on the hardwood away from the gridiron?
Well, believe it or not, it's like normal business, but normal business is always busy business. We actually had a board of directors meeting this week, and so we went over the association's business this past month. And one of the things that's going to be coming out here the next day or two is actually the spring tournament host and where all of our spring tournaments are going to be playing. So we're always working, even during a season in the fall, we're always working on the next one. And this time we spent significant time on getting our spring tournaments out. And that's just part of it. But, we provide reports over financials through the year and number of officials that we have in tournaments. And, we're a not-for-profit, a 501c3. And so we have a board that oversees us. So, our goal is to keep them informed about the association's business on a monthly basis.
Paul, you brought up officials, and I know that getting new officials and recruiting new folks to come in and be referees and all across all sports is something you guys focus on year-round, but especially now that it's basketball season and you're getting into the winter sports season with a lot of games coming in the near future. What can you say about what you guys do to recruit new officials, and if somebody's interested, how can they look for new information?
Well, the easiest place to go is just go to ihsaa.org, which is our public website. And at the very top, there's a button you can click, Become an Official. And it's a very easy process to walk through. And, we'd like to think of it really for us, it's people who had an opportunity to play the game. Somebody at that time was also an official and gave to them the gift of officiating or coaching or other things along the way, which allowed them to play. And if people are really into the game, we think it's a great opportunity to give back to a game they learned to love as a high school athlete. And so we try to make that process as easy as possible. And, we always can use more officials. But, we continue to, and it's a recruiting thing for us. We constantly recruit, try to bring new officials. We have booths at state championship events, and we do several social media campaigns. And, it's just so important for people to get back to the game they learned to love.
Paul Neidig is our guest. I'm Brendan King. This is the Commissioner's Corner. Paul, it's December, holiday season approaching, and of course there's no lack of all kinds of games that are about to happen over the across the state in the next few weeks. Holiday tournaments, it's a great time of year. I'm sure you remember playing in a lot of holiday tournaments from your time at North Posey. And again, any section of the state, if somebody is interested in going to watch high school basketball, it's the time of year where you can show up somewhere at like 10 a.m. and watch 6 games, and it's a full day of hoops. So it's one of the best times of year. If you are a basketball junkie, it's your time to watch these tournaments because you could have these all-day sessions. You can get your fix. You buy a ticket. You're helping out your local community, and you get 6 or 7 games. Oh,
yeah, it's phenomenal. It's just an opportunity for, first of all, students have worked hard in the classroom this year, and it's an opportunity. They're winding that up right now, and it gives them a chance to really focus on their sport that they love over the Christmas break. And we have incredible amount of tournaments, but it goes, there's just a huge list. But I also want to give a special shout out to our friends at the Indiana Basketball Hall of Fame that have their Hall of Fame tournament, boys and girls, right before the Christmas season. And, if you want to watch great basketball, Newcastle, Indiana is a place to be. And again, that tournament is right before the Christmas season really gets into high gear.
Historical place to watch hoops for sure, and a good cause as well, as you talked about from the Hall of Fame. That's Paul Neidig. I'm Brendan King. This is the Commissioner's Corner, our weekly conversation with Paul about what's happening at the IHSAA. Paul, always appreciate it. We'll talk to you next week.
We'll talk to you next week, Brendan.
Thanks for listening to the Commissioner's Corner with IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig, and thank you for your continued support of the high schools in your community.
Some see a wrestling match. We see a 6-minute lesson in grit. Some see a coach sending a runner home. We see a mentor guiding a student athlete into the future. Some see a volleyball match. We see a student athlete learning how to be poised under pressure. Some see a high school football stadium. We see the one place where the whole community comes together. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
All right, welcome everyone here to the Terrace of the Trojan Trench Hoosier North Athletic Conference matchup here tonight as Pioneer takes on their first opening ball game of the season as they take on the Triton Trojans. Hi everybody, I'm Andy O'Hara. With me here tonight, Kenny Barnhart on remote support. We've got Quentin Namson, Caden on our sideline, and as always, the Hall of Famer O'Ryan Limmer here for the Triton Trojan Sports Network, broadcasting live on YouTube and the IHSA Champions Network. This series dating back to the 1965-66 season where Triton has won 14 games to Pioneer's 4 in that timeline. Jason Groves is 11-1 against Pioneer all time. And for head coach Darren McKaig, still looking for that first win, but a team that has improved here for Pioneer. We'll start first talking about the other night where Triton took on Lakeland Christian Academy in a ball game where they won 56-33, and a lot of things were very good in that ball game that we saw it was a little slow going, but we saw this team start to rebound the basketball and really do some nice things as they kind of went on.
Well, I mean, that team, when they came out in that third quarter, obviously I wasn't here, but, just hearing about it, they became a completely different team going on that 20-point spurt, trying just to do everything they can to get them to the end, and it did.
And Brady Wood was an animal, 20 points for that young man. He was really attacking the rim, doing a lot of nice things. Of course, he can hit from beyond the arc. This one here kind of went around the world as like an Australian type of flush there as it went the opposite direction. But at the same time, Brady Wood again showing out and having a great game.
Well, I mean, we've seen Brady Wood just consistently just getting better. And it's crazy to say that because he's only a sophomore. But his vision on the court, being able to pass the ball when he's not putting numbers on the offensive side, he's just there and being a leader for the team.
And Gage Riffle had himself a night. That almost three rebounds shy of a double-double, 15.7 rebounds, had himself a good night. Doc had a great night as well. 8 points for the sophomore, really came in shooting well. Landon, Patrick, Blaze, they all did so well. The ball movement was impeccable by this team, as you kind of see here in some of these highlights. The good ball movement leading to some baskets. I
mean, that's something that we've talked about with Coach Groves and just off air, you and I. This team is – their ball movement, it's almost like old school. They swing the ball. They're a very unselfish team. They're always looking for that extra pass. Even when they have a wide-open layup like we just saw in that highlight, they're always willing to give it to the next player.
The team had 15 assists. It was a season high this year. The first two games had 12 assists against Oregon Davis and Plymouth, but rebounding, Gage Riffle was an animal on the boards.
I mean, he's the mailman for a reason. He's going to deliver, whether it's offensively, defensively, whatever it is. We saw him get a lot of rebounds last year, and this year he's just taking it a step further.
And for him, hasn't had the shooting touch as you want to see from right away. Jameson Swanson, you see again, Showtime showing up and hitting some nice shots from beyond the arc again and really kind of contributing. And again, Landon Patrick does such a nice job really orchestrating this offense.
Yeah, I mean, Landon Patrick, he's on the defensive end. He's a really scrappy guy. Offense, he's the guy that you want bringing up the ball because he's very calm. He'll bring everybody in. And then you got Julian Swanson, who this year he's really just excelled, and you can see his game just develop from freshman to now being a senior, just being that guy out there to always get a bucket when Coach Groves needs it.
And the Trojans 25 points off of turnovers in that ball game. A block there, that was Jay Darnett that had that block. 11 steals. contributing to that with 36 defensive stops. That's their second highest total to 43 in that opening game against Oregon Davis.
Well, I mean, it's not just offense that's going to win you in the big games. It's going to be your defense. And Triton just really seemed to just put everything together against Lakeland Christian, and just it really showed in the final score.
And Jason Groves didn't have a complete full lineup, but yet he had guys really show up. The hustle plays. Defense and hustle is what's going to travel in the road games, and when things get tougher as you go down the stretch and when you get into sectional play, things like that. That defense, that hustle, that grit, those things are the controllables you can control, and those are things that travel really well.
In the beginning of the season, it's really easy to have all that energy and, excitement for the basketball season, but Coach Groves says it on the first practice, and he always says it. He likes to hit it. It is a very long and grueling season. You need those players coming off the bench, starters, whoever it is, to really be that energy piece. And defense, that's the biggest way to do it.
And Jaden Arnett had himself a night. Like I said, 8 points, that big block. He was automatic. Tonight, again, he had 11 points in that JV win here this evening. Kind of left there in that first half, but what they were able to do, a lot of nice things. And I like these reserves coming in. But guys are really just playing basketball very well here. I mean, you're not in midseason form yet, but they're finding ways to win.
No, and, we're speaking really highly of the JV, watching it. They had a lot of energy. I would love to watch a practice, because the JV is not a team that you can just push over as varsity anymore. They're actually out there, and I know that they're competing, and that's something that you really need at practice. You need that JV to really just push you to the edge, so you can really see where your weaknesses lie, and that JV team, they do a great job doing that.
And again, Triton out-rebounding an opponent 27-20. That's the third time in 4 games where they've out-rebounded their opponents. The only time they lost was a 23-19 against Northwood on that Friday night game, where they came out firing and looked really good, but unfortunately kind of just fizzled out there as the game went on.
Yeah, and against Northwood, it's just so unfortunate. They went on that run, and, Northwood is one of those teams that if they get just a little bit of lead, they really know how to hold it down. But, speaking to the rebounds, for a team that's not that tall, when you look at your tallest player is 6 foot. And sometimes players like to push the numbers a little bit. So no one really knows how true those are, but they really get on the boards. They all crash really hard.
I'll argue with that one. Charles Barkley was how tall, and yet he was a leading rebounder against guys that were 7 foot tall.
Amount of rebounds.
Rebounding is only a state of mind. That's all about hustle.
Yeah,
Rebound is hustle. It don't matter how big you are, as long as you're willing to hustle and sacrifice your body and go for those plays. Hustle will get you. Hustle will give you an extra 6 inches of height.
The greatest rebounder of all time. You cannot change my mind. Dennis Rodman.
Oh, easily.
The Worm. He is the only guy. He would put his body on the line every game in, game out. And look, the greatest player of all time. Loved him. Wanted him on his team because he knows that guy hustles, and that's what this team does. You need those guys that hustle, and Coach Groves is really happy that he's got a whole bench and starters that'll all hustle for him.
Now on the flip side, Pioneer, of course, this is their first game of the year, and for them, that's a good thing. So you found your way to Lucas Oil Stadium in the football season.
Yes,
congratulations. And congratulations by them. Getting there is no small feat, and watching this team when they played Triton, they were extremely impressive, so congratulations to them to get there. Didn't get it done at the end, but yet to get to Lucas Oil is quite a feat in itself. At the same time, you look at these two sides with Pioneer and things they do well. We saw them with energy. This is a team that last year when Triton played them, they won 45-27 down there in the cage, but this is a Pioneer team that's going to come out and make you work.
Yeah, and that's something that Pioneer does a really good job of doing. They're primarily a very heavy football school, but even then, those football players still like to come. They like to play the basketball, and they bring that aggressiveness, and that's exactly what they're going to need tonight.
And they have some size there with the 6'3" and Mason Shaver, and a couple other guys up there, another 6'3" and Gabriel Scott. They have size, they have length, they're able to shoot, but yet it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. You're going to go into a tough team in Triton, who's really kind of owned that series in recent memory. But at the same time, this is a game where you're going to kind of gauge where you're at coming out of the gate. For Pioneer, this is a tough one.
Yeah, this is a really tough one, especially with, Triton coming out. That only loss that they have is to Northwood, and it was a really close game. So Triton's really riding that high. And Pioneer to come into a place as packed as this with the student section, it's going to be really tough. But if they put their head down and they do what they need to do, they swing the ball, take care of the ball, rebound, crash the boards, it could be a really long night for the Trojans.
And use that length and go out there and, like I said, don't panic. Try to get those good high-quality looks. You have some size underneath. Yes, Triton may give up a few inches there as height-wise, but yet find a way to get those mid-range. We saw guys hitting from beyond the arc. Pioneer moves the basketball tonight. Triton's going to have to respond, especially Triton's going to have to come out playing hard out of the gate.
Yeah, I mean, no matter how strong your defense is, the more ball movement, the longer that defense is moving, the more tired they're going to get, and the easier you're going to be able to get a shot. So as long as the Panthers, they swing the ball, they take care of the ball, they're gonna stay in this game.
And Darren McKaig is such a good head coach. In his 6th season, this program has really just kind of started to grow. And tonight, props to him. That's a very large number he has on that roster. We've seen a lot of players. This program is really starting to grow for Pioneer, and that's something very encouraging to see.
Yeah, and that's what you want. You want somebody that the players want to play for, and that seems to be who they have.
And for Triton tonight, like we said, you want a kind of a little bit of a hotter start, but I like what this team did last time. The shots weren't dropping, nothing was working, but they found a way. Use those rebounds, use those little details to find yourself to propel and just kind of loosen everybody up and find your way to get into the flow of the ball game. So that being said, we're about 30 seconds away. We will have the national anthem from the Triton Pep Band here tonight. And then after that, PA Jordan Nickus will announce the starting lineups for both sides. We will take a break, and we'll be back right here on the Triton Trojans Sports Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Trojan Trench for tonight's contest between the Pioneer Panthers and your Triton Trojans. On behalf of the Triton community and the entire staff and student body of the Triton Junior Senior High School, we welcome Pioneer as our guest at tonight's contest. We ask that all fans and players demonstrate an attitude of respect and good sportsmanship throughout today's contest. Your cooperation and positive support are greatly appreciated. Now please rise. Gentlemen, kindly remove your hats as we honor America in the playing of our national anthem by the Triton Trojan Pep Band. Thank you, Triton Pep Band. Now let's meet the starters. First for the visitors, the Pioneer Panthers. A sophomore at forward, number 10, Gabriel Scott. A junior guard, number 20, Lane Weldy. A sophomore guard, number 23, Philip McFatridge. A junior guard, number 24, Shiloh Ryan. And a junior forward, number 32, Mason Shaver. The varsity is coached by Darren McKaig. Now get on your feet. And we want to hear you welcome your Triton Trojans. A senior, a guard, number 4, Landon Patrick. A senior, a guard, number 10, Julian Swanson. A forward, a senior, number 12, Jaden Overmeyer. A guard, a senior, number 20, Gage Riffle. And a sophomore at guard, number 24, Brady Wood. The varsity is coached by Jason Groves. Our officials for today's contest are Christian Courtier, Chris Mathis, and George O'Brien.
All right, so the starting lineups out there for both sides. As greeting at center court will be Gabriel Scott, as Hill will welcome Jaden Overmeyer as they enter the center circle. And Gabriel Scott was the one I saw in warm-ups, dunking it very easily, if I might add. They settle in. Final instructions, ball's up, and Triton will control the tip. And Landon Patrick will set the table here to start the ball game. Patrick works it on top to Swanson, back after missing last game. Up high, knocked away by Mason Shaver. Credit him with the steal. And here go the Panthers. McFatridge on the right wing, feeds down to Shaver, too far behind him, and they'll turn it over.
It was the right idea, just that pass was a little behind him and resulted in that turnover.
Swanson fakes to the left, hangs on to it. Now he'll go to Patrick, top of the key to Riffle. Good. Oh, just a little too hot of a pass. And Triton will turn it over.
I mean, Trojans got the right idea. You want to, against the 2-3 zone, you really want to get it inside to really crumble that out and give your shooters the open looks.
Weldy with the basketball, tracked down by Swanson. And Triton has really used that defense to feed the offensive side when they get comfortable. McFatridge goes to Shaver on the right wing. Hands it off to Weldy. Hands it now to Scott. Scott loses the basketball, regains control, back to Weldy. Ryan now with the basketball on the right wing. Another real talented player is landed. Patrick knocks it away, but Ryan's able to regain control. Kind of feel the energy here early on, Q.
Yeah, your Panthers, just take care of the ball, slow down.
Did you get the email I sent you, Q?
No.
Okay, I sent you an email with the link.
Okay.
So the Panthers will turn over. Scott lost one of his knee bands. So back in. So now Triton will take back over. Both sides turning it over on their first possession. First pair of possessions, rather. No shot attempts for either side here these first couple minutes. Swanson on the right wing. High to Swanson, back to the right side. Triton slow in this approach.
Swinging around, hit low block.
Of course, Pioneer that 2-3 defense.
Flare.
Brady Wood, corner three off the front iron, no good. Julian Swanson cleans it up and puts it in.
Rebound and basket, Julian Swanson.
Right there, that's what you want to do when you're playing against a 2-3. You want to set that flare. It's got to be on that bottom guy.
And Patrick with the on-ball steal goes up, drops it in. And one opportunity coming for Landon Patrick. Defense to offense in a hurry.
Flare, it's got to be on that bottom guy. This is what the Trojans
Patrick with
for.
the on-ball steal goes up,
very
drops it
strong.
in.
You want to get in that defense. Don't give Panthers any time to set up that 2-3 zone.
So Triton as a team, as we were talking in the pregame with the back iron, Patrick gets his own rebound. Get back to that in a moment. Brady win the corner for three. Count that one from the corner. Brady buckets is on the board.
This is where the Trojans are dangerous. They're starting to get hot. I like this timeout. I do like this timeout. First game, got the jitters.
And they did some nice things in that first couple minutes. They held Triton scores with a 7-0 run as the Trojans. But I was going to note at is the free throw attempts. Triton in the last 3 games have only had 15 attempts where they are 8 of 15. So now they're 8 of their last 16 free throws. Something kind of want to see them improve on after a first game of the year, 20 attempts. Brady win the corner for 3. Count that one from the corner. Brady buckets.
This aggressive and especially this athletic. They're going to get to the free throw line. You got to knock them in. Last year, I believe they shot like a 63%.
Count that one from the corner. Brady buckets.
So they really, when they get to that charity stripe, they got to walk away with those 3 points.
And for these guys, they can hit free throws in bunches. Brady win the corner for 3. Again. Count that one from the corner. Brady buckets. Being on the floor back here at home. The first game may not have gone exactly the way he would have wanted it scoring it, but now finding a way to make it work here at home.
Well, even when it wasn't clicking for him, he still did things that were good. He was passing the ball around, playing great defense, rebounding. You know, he's one of those players that you want on your team because he'll do all the things that you don't get credit for.
Riffle intercepts a 2-on-1 fast break with the right hand, but he will get fouled on the way to the basket.
Fouls on number 24, Shiloh Ryan.
So Shiloh Ryan will pick up his personal foul, team second. McFatridge had that first one. So now Riffle settles in. Rattles that one home.
In for the Panthers, number 30.
Ronald Layer will check in on behalf of Lane Weldy. So McKay going to change up his lineup. Perfect trip for the mailman at the free throw line and Triton with a 9-0 run to start the ball game. McFatridge drives, leaves it for Scott. He'll drive the side of the rim, stops on the elbow. McFatridge in the short corner, throws it away, and Landon Patrick's there to intercept it. Down the floor, Julian Swanson goes up, the assist to Patrick from across the court.
Patrick to Swanson.
And Triton 11-0 run on an assist and another timeout for the Panthers.
This will be a full.
And if you're the Panthers, yes, things not completely going as planned, but for Triton, you look at yourself here. You're taking advantage of those passing lanes. They're jumping them. They're knocking away. You know, Pioneer, my big thing to them, just get that ball there. You see, like you said, first game of the year, you're still shaking the rust off, but some of those passes really not on time where they need to be.
Yeah, no, and, you know, you can tell that the Trojans, there's blood in the water, right? I mean, This is their first game. That you could tell they're jumping the lines, jumping the lanes, and trying to get those. So the Panthers just, when they get across, settle, breathe, you know, pass fake. The Trojans are going to bite, and on that bite, then you're going to have back doors, and as soon as you get back doors, that's when your defense is going to start, you know, helter-skelter, running around. Then you got back doors.
And if you're the Panthers, you may not have had a shot attempt get up yet. Just find a way to let that offense settle in. Get a good look, get a healthy look, and just try to take a shot here. They've got size, they've got length. It's time to use it.
Yeah, and the Trojans are picking up full court. You know, they're going into man, and you know they're trying. It looks like they're trying to maybe get them, you know, sped up so they can get them into a trap, slow it down, bring it back. Just have somebody, you know, kind of close that they can get the ball across if they get close to that 10-second call.
So Ryan will go to Layer. And Patrick will track him the whole way. As Triton, as Q said, will settle back in that man defense. And Patrick, so good on ball defensively.
Well,
and it's going to be over and back as
Patrick didn't touch him, but Layer just he got stuck there and kind of got stuck in a tough spot there. You're near the line. He wanted to go back as that pressure pushed him back the other way.
Tough place to be.
And now Swanson on the right side. Back to Patrick. Finds Overmeyer underneath. Blocked by Shaver.
Able to fight through those back screens.
Good read by Shaver in the paint. Up high to Swanson. McFatridge closes it out. Riffle swings it right. Brady Wood again from the corner. Can't drop it in. Overmeyer touches the rebound, and it goes out of bounds. So Shiloh Ryan settles in. And again, trying to pressure in the full court. So they're going to change up the ball handle to bring it up the floor. So Shiloh Ryan now. Goes to Scott, tries to feed to Shaver. Too low of a pass, and there's Riffle to take it away. Swanson, Patrick, he'll drive the baseline. No look, pass back to Brady Wood off his toe, and out it goes. Triton's fourth turnover here in this first quarter as we near the halfway point.
Trojans trying to be aggressive and get those quick points. Just got to take care of the ball.
And I like this, having Shiloh Ryan bring it up the floor. See if they can find some continuity outside. McFatridge on the left wing to Scott. Triton stays in that man defense. Shaver top of the key. Now to McFatridge, Scott in the corner. Feeds it down into Shiloh Ryan. Good defense by the Trojans to help side.
There it was. Just a hair too late. Had the back door though.
So the officials are just deliberating. They said it went off of Triton's leg. So possession will stay with the Panthers. So McFatridge looking for Scott. Good closeout. He's going to go right to him, and Triton going to get called for a reach-in foul. Kind of a tough spot to be in as Ariel's kind of fighting for position. And Gage Riffle is going to pick up his first personal, team's first here this quarter. That's kind of a tough spot to be here. We're kind of fighting for position. The ball's kind of throw. They're trying to be aggressive, knocking it away. Tough spot to be in. But for the Panthers, breathing new life. Up high to Scott. Boxes out, gets it. And traffic, bank is closed. Riffle tips it to Patrick, and Triton comes away with the rebound. Patrick swings it to Overmeyer. Drives the baseline, and he's going to get fouled by Shiloh Ryan. That'll be their team's third here of this quarter. That'll be his second. Patrick triggers the inbound. Goes up top to Riffle. No look pass to Patrick. Patrick slings it. He's got a Swanson with the up fake. Pull up mid-range jumper on the way. Count that one for Julian Swanson.
He already has 6 quick points.
McFatridge now guarded by Patrick. Fatridge drives angrily to the basket, but can't drop it in. Shiloh Ryan cleans it up, puts it. Oh, can't drop it in. Now Scott gets the Panthers on the board.
I like that. Keep crashing the board. Just body after body for the Panthers, crashing hard.
Overmeyer back to Swanson to Patrick. Alley-oop, but good closeout.
That's going to be it, yeah.
Overmeyer will pick up his first. So Isaac Quintana and Jamison Swanson check in on behalf of Patrick and Overmeyer. Shaver, Scott, Layer, McFatridge, and Shiloh Ryan, the 5 out there now for the Panthers. McFatridge trying to see if they can get some separation. Triton's done a nice job in the full court, really pressuring the ball up the floor. Scott. Triton again, the help side defense has just been swarming here in this first quarter. Mason Shaver with it, now goes to Scott. Looks for Layer in the corner. Up high, Swanson tips it, and he takes it away. Swanson, hop step, goes through with the right hand up off the window. What a play by Magic Swanson.
Those passes when they're up in the air, you got to keep them low. Bounce pass.
But for the frame of mind to feel that defender coming in there as Triton's going to pick up another foul, just know that charge might be there, and then just kind of the sidestep in that little scoop off the window.
He's really showing that he can do it all. He can guard whoever he wants to guard. He's not just a lethal shooter from deep. He can shoot the mid-range, and now he's got the jelly package.
I mean, I'm telling you. Full bag of tricks for Swanson. Shiloh Ryan, as the foul was picked up on Jamison Swanson, his first, team's third. McFatridge steps through, but one extra step. Triton again is just, and I know for them, I mean, look at Swanson, just again, that side step. Kind of saw that pressure there stepping in and did not use that shoulder to drive in and that presence of mind to step and then kind of scoop it there. That was a heck of a play.
Especially with Gabriel Scott just right behind him, 6'3". That block was there.
And McFatridge, that was the right play to try to get there to try to draw that foul. And here we go, the Panthers back in the 2-3 zone. Swanson thought about it. Goes to Quintana, back to Riffle. By himself, dials a 3. In and out. No. The Gremlins knock it free. The Panthers get the ball back. Kind of seen that for everybody here this season where just there's a little gremlin inside those rims that are just knocking them out.
Yeah. Great job right there by the Panthers to break the press. And there's a back door. A little extra touch pass.
Mason Shaver just
there's that gremlin.
Closed. I'm telling you, it's a thing.
Oh, good ball movement.
So Trojans' 6th rebound here in this first quarter. Inside a minute and a half to go. Julian Swanson is magic on all levels of the floor tonight from deep.
The assist from his brother.
And Triton opens up with an 18-2 lead here with a final minute nearing in this first quarter. McFatridge on the outside. Goes to Scott, uses that screen. Nothing underneath. Now he goes back to McFatridge, sets the screen for him. Trying to lose and trying to hook Gage Riffle. And they're going to call it on Gage Riffle. Looked like he kind of had him hooked up there around the neck.
That'll be 2 on Gage.
That's the Trojans' 14th foul.
That's tough.
Weldy will now check in for McFatridge, and Brady Wood on behalf of Gage Riffle will check in. Scott on the outside. Goes to Ryan. 45 seconds now. Scott with the basketball. Goes to Layer. Out to Mason Shaver. Shaver will drive the left side of the lane, goes up, contested, and drops it in. Out to Swanson inside 30 seconds, and of course, Triton's going to slow it down and hold for that final shot. Of course, stay tuned at halftime, and we're still in the first quarter as the Triton youngsters will be introduced. That played this season the elementary and the middle school levels. Swanson rolls right. Now he'll drive. Elevates the side of the lane. Bank is closed. Rebound there to Shiloh Ryan. Scott off the floor. Fires a three and a foul. Three-point foul?
Maybe. They might say his foot was on the line.
The foul's going to be on Jamison Swanson. That'll be his second. So before we go to commercial break, they're going to talk it over here. So Gabriel Scott will get 2 free throws here at the end of this quarter.
That is 2 Trojans with 2 fouls. Jamison has 2 and Gage also has 2. Are they going to put, there's 2/10 of a second left.
I think they're going to do.
So they got to stay out there.
Yep. This is my favorite part in Jackson's league is trying to get them all to line up on the sides of the free throw lane or the lane during a free throw.
Some courts are really, really trippy.
I don't know. It's just funny to watch the little kids try to line up. Scott off the mark on the first one.
Student section letting it be known that his last name is Scott.
And let me tell you, Vinny Prater and company down there, those football players, have done an outstanding job.
Oh, he is getting 3
this season at student section.
Is it 3 or is it 2?
Well, the one guy said 2.
Yeah. And he already shot 2, so that should have been it.
So now Triton should be inbounding.
Okay. A little bit of confusion.
So Triton will inbound. Only can do a tip here inside 0.4 seconds. Just a public service announcement. All right, so that'll end the first quarter. Triton leads 18-5. We'll take a break. Be back after this right here on the Triton Trojan Sports Network.
At Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, we're not just good at insurance. We're good at Matt's 1-car, 2-bedroom apartment with a home office/home gym insurance. We're good at Nick's SUV and farmhouse with a remodeled kitchen/art gallery insurance.
And we're good at the Wilbur suburban home with the 2-car garage/rehearsal space insurance. Have you seen my hockey socks?
Have you checked your sock drawer?
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood.
Some see a student athlete working on his shot. We see a powerful lesson in persistence. Some see a student preparing for success on an exam. We see a student athlete preparing for success in life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
All right, second quarter about to get underway here from the terrace of the Trojan Trench. I'm Andy O'Hara. With me here on the call tonight, Quentin Nams and Kenny Barnhart joining us remotely. Caden on sideline camera, and as always, the Hall of Famer Orion Limmer here for the Triton Trojan Sports Network, broadcasting live on YouTube and the IHSAA Champions Network. Triton with an 18-5 advantage there was Julian Swanson, 11 points in that first quarter. Triton's 6 rebounds to 3 by my count, 2 steals, and 9 points off turnovers. So they're getting some
water on the ground, Gatorade or sweat.
So out there on the floor for the Panthers to start this second quarter will be Weldy, McFatridge, Ryan, Scott, and Shaver. For the Trojans, Quintana, Overmeyer, Brady Wood, Julian Swanson, and Landon Patrick. The Panthers will start with the basketball as the possession arrow flips to Triton.
Well, Trojans are in a.
Scott for corner three, can't drop it in. Tipped around, and Overmeyer comes away with the rebound. Oh, a click wrong button. Brady Wood now goes to Patrick.
Yep. Even if you look inside, just draw that offense in. It makes those passes to the wings a lot easier.
Pioneer has ran a pretty nice 2-3 zone. Three-pointer for Brady Wood off the iron, no good. McFatridge with the rebound. Weldy fights through, but Brady Wood steals it away. Down to Swanson. Scott in pursuit, but Swanson drops that one in the bucket.
Yeah, he's already at 13 points.
So I was just looking at. Weldy with the basketball, guarded by Patrick. Goes to Scott. Back to Weldy.
Yeah, Trojans look to be in almost like a 1-3-1 zone themselves.
Oh, good extra pass by McFatridge to Shiloh Ryan, but can't get it to commit. And Brady Wood gets the rebound. Brady Wood now skips it across the way to Swanson with the up fake. Julian works it right. Down into Quintana. Extra pass to Overmeyers. Gets swarmed in the paint, and Triton will turn it over. And now making his first appearance is Jackson Merrick, number 44, as he checks in on behalf of Shiloh Ryan. As he will send it in to Weldy, and the Panthers go back up the floor. Triton's communication defensively has been on point here in this first half. Weldy running out of time. That's what I was just thinking. Merrick with the basketball. Now goes to Weldy in the corner. Back to Merrick.
Got to skip.
And he's got McFadden. And the extra pass. Right idea, but Overmeyer's there to intercept the ball. Brady Wood goes to Patrick. Finds Quintana in the short corner. Patrick with the up fake. Jamison Swanson to check in momentarily. Deep three. Magic Swanson again. He is on fire tonight. 16 points on 7 of 8 shooting from the floor. Kicked by Patrick, no call. Shaver with the basketball. Merrick goes to Scott on the elbow. Knocked away by Swanson. He takes it away. He's got Patrick. Cruise control up and in for Landon Patrick. The assist to Julian Swanson.
Right there, just again, that unselfish play. Passing it ahead to Landon instead of going for those points to try and almost get 20 points before halftime.
And for them right now, 16 points off of turnovers. The Trojans turning that defense into offense. Merrick for three. Can't drop it. Too strong with the far iron.
Good hands by Patrick. Good pass.
Again, Julian Swanson again. Patrick with another assist. I've got Triton up to 5 as a team.
Playing hot potato with the basketball, passing it around. Everyone gets to touch it.
This time the kickball's called.
Kickball. But is there such a thing as a kickball though?
Well, they just called it.
Well, I thought, wasn't that a rule?
Kenny's not here for me to check. Rigney will check in with Layer. Also checking in, I believe, is Shiloh Ryan. Riffle back in the ball game with Jamison Swanson as Julian Swanson and Quintana get a break.
Trojans, he kept that pivot foot down. Good job. Trojans back to a man set.
Ryan now goes to Rigney on the right side. Back into Ryan. Overmeyer picks him up, and the loose ball taken away by Overmeyer. Overmeyer attacks, goes up. Oh, tries to send it down. Can't get it to drop in. Brady Wood cleans it up and drops it in. Jason grubs his face. Oh, my goodness.
Holy cow.
Hey, Swanson can get those. Overmeyer can get those.
Oh, yes.
He was so close. Oh.
He did that with some authority.
The warm-ups the other night, Oh, my goodness. Another 30-second time I hear, but, I mean, Overmeyer, or excuse me, Patrick, I mean, again, the defense leading to offense, that's what you want to see as a coach, that defense really kind of feeding that offensive side. But Overmeyer, now in practice the other night, he did get a dunk down, but Brady Wood cleaning it up.
Yeah, and
second chance points have been huge.
I mean, even as Tyler Heckerman did that, and I believe it was against Argus one time. And as a player, seeing a dunk in 1A basketball is still really cool to see. So, for Brady Wood to still crash the boards and get that rebound and get the points, that's kudos to him. He's still doing, even though there's a great play, he was still doing the small little things that really mattered to help win a game.
And for the same time for that's the hustle we talked about. Hustle and cleaning things up. The controllables.
Yep.
Effort. Gotta like it. Weldy. Goes to Rigney here. Now Triton jumps the pressure. Oh. Ryan, he had Weldy underneath, didn't see him in time. Merrick on to Rigney. Back to Ryan. Goes to Weldy. Looking left, he'll find Merrick. Layer for three. Drops it in the bucket.
Great offense right there. You could really tell that the Panthers have finally slowed down. They took care of the ball, got great movement. Easy shot.
Jamison Swanson can't drop it in. Weldy with the rebound.
Water.
Oh, nope. We got a hurt player here.
Just got poked.
Yeah, but Layer, like you said, slowing it down, dropping it in. That's what you want to see from this group.
He's got blood.
Ooh.
Looks like he has like a cut on his eye. Or
Ryan's
maybe his eyebrow.
So Scott will check in for Ryan, who got banged up on that last play. Hope he's all right. Scott now gets swarmed, double team. Fighting through, goes to Merrick. And here comes the trap in the corner. Merrick throws it away, and a foul call on the Trojans. That's going to be on Jaden Overmeyer. That's going to be his second, team's first of the quarter.
Two tough spots to try and get out of a trap. Deep corner, and then anywhere near that sideline. So good job by the Trojans. I mean the Panthers. Drawing a foul.
Julian Swanson checking in on behalf of Landon Patrick. Scott straight away drops it in. Got a pretty looking shot there for Gabriel Scott. Panthers starting to climb here in this second quarter. Riffle for three. Can't drop it in. Brady Wood fighting for the rebound, and a foul call from the far side official. This foul's going to be on Rigney. That will be his first, team's first of the quarter, as Quintana and Patrick back in the ballgame on behalf of Brady Wood and Jaden Overmeyer. Mason Shaver back in the ballgame for Merrick. Swanson goes out to his brother. He gets it right back. And the give and go as Julian Magic Swanson again, 21 points.
My goodness. He's on pace for almost 50.
Keeps this up high to Scott. Good back.
Oh.
Blocked by Riff on a foul call. Wow. Oh, they're going to call it on Swanson.
Oh.
What a block by Riffle. He went up there now.
Panthers doing a great job. Little lap.
That is on Riffle. That is his third.
Wow.
Scott off the mark. That one.
We will probably not see Gage until maybe the last few seconds, if at all.
Yep. But what a block attempt. Or a block. I mean, that was impressive. Scott connects on the second free throw after missing the first. 20-point advantage in favor of the Trojans. Inside 2.5 to go here before halftime. Again, stay tuned halftime. At halftime, they'll be introducing some of the Triton youngsters, the boys basketball teams here from this fall, this early winter. Patrick on the wing, throws it away. Brady Wood.
Down low.
Again, the Panthers doing a nice job of that zone defense. Now Jamison Swanson can't connect, and Scott gets the rebound. Triton just 4 of 11 from beyond the arc. Rigney. Back to Scott. He hit the last one. Hits that one there. And Gabriel Scott starting to heat up. That's 10 points for him. Swanson wants to answer back, but he'll travel before he takes off. Well, I'll have to read that here in a moment. Kenny sent me the rules that aren't really rules list. Told you, remote support. Weldy on the outside. Knocked away by Patrick. He'll take it. 6 steal for the Trojans, and Patrick, another basket for him. He's got 6.
We used to call those cookies. Did you have a steal lingo, or did you just say steal?
Steal. Yeah. Don't miss the open layup. That's what
that is true.
Look at Patrick again on the help side defense. Brady Wood tips it to him. Brady Wood going to take it up and in. And again, it's that help side defense. Triton really doing a nice job jumping the ball handler. Ronald Layer with it, and Swan's going to get called for a reach. That'll be his first, team's third. McFatridge checking in with Merrick on behalf of Rigney and Weldy. So McFatridge triggers the inbound right in front of the Triton bench. Merrick now. The Panthers have had some nice possessions here lately. Knocked away by Patrick. McFatridge kicks it to Shaver in the corner. Shaver knocked away by Swanson.
Oh, he had Scott in the corner.
Layer with the up fake. Tossed around Merrick to Shaver. Shaver tries the dribble drive, goes up with it, and draws the foul. This might be on Isaac Quintana, which it is, and that's his first, team's fourth.
Falls on number 14, Isaac Quintana. Shaver at the line, shooting 2.
Shaver,
right into it.
Shaver good on the first. Riffle checks back in the ball game. On behalf of Jamison Swanson. Shaver's second free throw off the back iron. Julian Swanson gets the rebound. Triton 11-7 in the rebounding department by my count. We'll check that at halftime. Those might be off. Triton will slow it down. As Kenny would always say, it's go time. Quintana out to Riffle for 3 from the corner. Can't get the friendly bounce. Scott with the rebound. And the heave off the mark by Scott. Almost dropped that one.
At the half here in the trench, Triton Trojans 36.
So Triton leads by 20 here and going in the halftime locker room. Those should be pushing over momentarily.
5th through 8th grade boys to meet at the girls' locker room.
Should be
We're
close.
going to have a camera on the floor for this introduction deal.
Yep, so I'm going to, Caden.
5th through 8th grade.
So I'm going to switch over to Jordan.
Boys, make your
Over to, we'll start recognition here in just a moment. At this time, we'd like to recognize our future Triton Trojan basketball players. First, we have the 5th grade boys basketball team. Aiden Bontrager, Parker Klotz, Bryce Grubbs, Camden Cook, Colton Ludwig, Jackson Lemler, Jackson Arnett, Jet Swanson, and Case Young. Coaches are Josh Arnett and Zach Cook. That's your 5th grade boys. 6th grade boys basketball, Ryan Fetters, Corbin Height, Benton Blackford, Riker Caswell, Zane Motz, Gatlin Bontrager, Weston Groski, Grady Fisher, Malachi Workman, Dexter Mitterling, and Brady Fuller. They are coached by Bart Christian. That's your 6th grade boys basketball. Next up is your 7th grade, Gavin Bontrager, Levi Hensley, Cody Slaybaugh, Landon Bailey, Bryson Klaus, Porter Brookins, Corbin Potter, Cullen Long, Charlie Johnson, Reed Eisman, Jacob Crooks. Their managers are Jesse Crusoe and Eli Stichter. Coaches are Joe Wood and Joe White. That's your 7th grade basketball. Finally, we'd like to recognize our 8th grade basketball. Gavin Hoffer, Lincoln Fear, Ethan Fisher, Caleb Bentley, Landon Grindle, Drew Barker, Luke Johnson, Hayden Dahl, Kaysen Arnett, Jackson Ritchie, Corgan Young, and Trevor Sell. Managers are Hunter and Tucker Krebaum and Christian Ruiz Gonzalez and Gavin Trusty. The coaches are Josh Elsendor and Joel Grindle. That's your 8th grade basketball, and everybody give a big hand for the future of Triton Trojan basketball.
All right, we're going to take a quick break.
In the locker room, we see a second classroom. Some see a student athlete on the court. We see a future leader in the community. You see, high school sports in Indiana are special. That's because they're about learning and growing, not just winning and losing. Fans, I'm Commissioner Paul Neidig. Support education-based athletics in Indiana by buying a ticket to your high school's next athletic event.
Some see a volleyball match. We see a student athlete learning how to be poised under pressure. Some see a high school football stadium. We see the one place where the whole community comes together. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903. Some see a wrestling match. We see a 6-minute lesson in grit. Some see a coach sending a runner home. We see a mentor guiding a student athlete into the future. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Some see a student athlete working hard in the weight room. We see a future leader learning there are no shortcuts to success. Some see a start to a swim meet. We see the starting blocks for life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903. Some see a student athlete working on his shot. We see a powerful lesson in persistence. Some see a student preparing for success on an exam. We see a student athlete preparing for success in life. Some see a student athlete working hard in the weight room. We see a future leader learning there are no shortcuts to success. Some see a start to a swim meet. We see the starting blocks for life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
At Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, we're not just good at insurance. We're good at Emma and Jake's just baby-proof their 2-bedroom bungalow to prepare for baby number 1 insurance. We're good at Madeline and Chance's just gave in and became minivan people to make room for baby number 2 insurance. And we're good at Gabby and Nate's just moved to a house with a bigger backyard to welcome fur baby number 3 insurance. Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood.
All right, second half about to get underway as we get near the end of halftime here. We're going to go with our first half stats. Both sides getting to the free throw line. Triton was 2 of 3 from the line. Pioneer 3 of 6. Triton inside the arc 11 of 14. A lot of those were second chance points and points off turnovers. 2 points for the Panthers, 2 of 7 beyond the arc. Triton 4 of 12. Pioneer 3 of 5, and Pioneer 16 to 6 on turnovers. Gabriel Scott leading the way with 10 points for the Panthers, 3 points apiece for Lair and Shaver. And really Shiloh Ryan, the only one with 2 fouls there in that first half.
Oh, give me a sec.
No problem. You're good. And for the Trojans, Swanson, 21 points for him, 7 points for Brady Wood, 6 for Patrick, 2 for Riffle. Of course, Riffle, the big story there, those three fouls. And for Jamison Swanson and Jaden Overmeyer, both with 2 fouls apiece. We were reading down there, and then 28 points off turnovers for the Trojans on 13 steals, 8 assists, and winning that rebound battle, 11-9.
Yeah, I mean, that 28 points off turnovers, that is huge. I mean, that's only 8 points when you're looking at the score that were, drawn out through setting up offense and running the offense, which is just, that's kind of crazy.
And the one thing I like, 79% from inside the arc. And a lot of those points off of paint, the points in the paint.
0.
Well, he must not have been counting those.
Yeah,
but
points in the paint, 0.
But you're seeing Triton those second chance points. I mean, 10 second chance points.
Yeah. I mean, and we see them crashing the board. We saw Brady do it on after Jaden missed that dunk. He crashed. Everyone's crashing. They're getting to the board.
And to put in perspective, I mean, and for the Trojans, I mean, you look back on Oregon Davis, 12 second chance points, 11 against Lakeland Christian Academy, 10 here tonight. And of course, as Orion throws up the staff here this evening, appreciate everybody watching.
Technically, Kenny's on remote support, and we're using him heavily tonight.
We are using. Well, he did. Now we have to go back. He did give us a stat. A kicked ball must be intentional.
Yes.
And contact must be made with any part of the leg. So comment, like it says, it has to be intentional, and it is not a kick. If you don't intentionally try to put your foot out there and kick it, it's not a kick.
So what that means is, as a ball handler, if I'm bringing the ball up and I go to crossover and I hit that defender's foot, it's not a kick ball.
Well, Kenny GPT's on point tonight.
We'll have to remember to throw the schedule up at
the end of the third.
End of the third, yeah. That's right.
I don't hit the commercial thing at the end of the third. We now know that. I have no commercial break between the third and fourth quarters.
We've played all the commercials, so.
Yep, so we have done our due diligence here tonight. Appreciate everybody showing up here this evening. As Triton here will be one more, we'll talk about that later on, but another homestand here for them in this long 5-game homestand.
Where's the number? Love
971. I love the crowd.
Love
And I'll tell you, these crowds for these boys team, I mean, it has been just really just outstanding here these home games here to see these first 4 home games.
I love actually seeing the student section. There was a really, really big drought where honestly, my wife graduated in 17, and I'd say that's about the last time we really had a true student section.
Warsaw, it was always standing room only. They had to go to the overflow.
Yeah.
And we had like 3 rows there in the baseline, 5 rows.
Triton we used to pack this place out, and I'm sure Orion remembers the whiteout games that we would have. The student section would be like 3 sections, and then all the fans were on.
Overmeyer can't drop it down.
He's wanting it.
He's trying.
Jason
again.
You can't even be mad.
And Scott can't get that one to connect, and it'll go out of bounds. I was watching him go. I was letting you finish.
I mean, you can't even be mad.
Oh, no. He's going to get one.
He's going to get one.
Riffle now scanning the floor, goes to Swanson.
Pioneer is now they're in a man set. See if the Trojans recognize it. There you go. Flare out.
Swanson will drive, stops. Good feed to Patrick, but he lost it on as he was getting ready to transition to the shot.
Back to student section attendance. I'm trying to remember the last regular season games we've had this many.
Oh, it's been a while. Yeah, no, it's only really sectionals. I mean, sectionals I remember from me had.
I talked to a few of those football boys down there. Vinny Prater, I said I want to see a packed student section, and he understood the assignment.
You know, that's where it
Charlie
started.
Worsham was always in that front. This was Owen Weymouth and company.
Oh, little miscue right there. And Gabriel Scott there to clean it up. Looks like there's some sweat out there too. He was slipping.
Shiloh Ryan on the outside leaves it to Weldy. Out of Shaver on the right wing. Scott now backing down Riffle. Backing down hard. Riffle providing good defense.
Help by Brady. There's that help side defense that we said.
And again, all night, they have done such an outstanding job reading that and really flowing to the ball and trying to knock it away.
Yeah, Coach Groves, he must have hit that hard in practice.
Riffle now goes to Patrick, fakes with the ball. Pioneer going to go back to that 2-3 zone. Back to Patrick, to Brady Wood. He'll try a corner three. Count it for Brady Buckets. Patrick with another assist.
Love it.
The Trojans now 5 of 13 from beyond the arc. Brady Wood's got 10 points this evening. Shaver with the basketball. Goes to Ryan in the high post. Kicks it outside. Scott, catch and shoot, corner three. Short of the mark. Patrick with the rebound. McFatridge takes it away.
Hustle.
And a foul call on the Trojans.
Frustration foul.
That's the first team foul. First one on Patrick here this evening.
Not a bad foul. Did not have the numbers, and Pioneer was looking to get some points off the fast break.
Scott hands it off to Shiloh Ryan. Heel drive, fadeaway jumper from the right block. Bank is open for Shiloh Ryan. It's his first basket. Swanson here on the near side corner, up on top to Riffle. Finds Overmeyer inside the lane.
There you go.
Brady Wood, good ball movement. Can't drop it in. Shiloh Ryan with the rebound.
Just makes those shots for those wing players so much easier when the ball is on the inside.
And back to the way the Trojans go, off the Pioneer turnover. Patrick goes to Swanson. Hands it back to Landon. He'll set the table. Overmeyer. In the paint, got to get going. He'll go up underneath. Kicks it outside. Riffle, corner three. Can't drop it in. Weldy with the rebound. Now the Panthers, by my count, are winning that rebound battle, 13-12. Shaver underneath. Foul call. It's on Overmeyer. This will be his third. Yep. 1-2, or did you do 2-1? Oh, it's on Overmeyer. So it'll be his third, team second. And Quintana going to check in here immediately. Lair and Merrick will be checking in momentarily for the Panthers. Shaver good on the first. They are 4 of 7 from that free throw line. McFatridge and Weldy come off the floor for Pioneer. Triton JV won tonight with a final score of 55-14. Shaver perfect on that trip.
Don't let your eyes deceive you. We determined today that the rims on the both backboards are different colors.
Quintana, can't drop it in.
Thanks. Now that's going to be bothering me. I never realized that until now.
I thought my cameras were off, and I got up there on the ladder. I'm like, wait a second.
Well, I almost played a dirty trick on cue. It's Quintana off in the first. I was like, I was going to make you go down and figure out why the cameras are seeing those rims in different colors. I almost did it. I almost did it.
I would have never. I'm so short, man. I would have needed like an 18-foot ladder.
Well, that's what we have the ladder down there for. Off on the second one, and the rebound goes off of the Panthers, so we'll stay here with the Trojans. We used to have a trick with that when we would paint brand our livestock for sales. We would tell someone to go, hey, you gotta go find the number 9. Where's the number 9 iron at? You just take the 6 and flip it over. We had a guy look for 3 hours for that brand.
Nice heads up thinking right there. Extra pass. Attack that. There you go.
Swanson in the corner.
Bingo,
Magic Swanson, count that one.
Just picking up where he had left off.
24 points.
Defense sagged off just a little too much, and he does not need much room.
On 7 of 11 from the floor here tonight. Tipped around, and Brady Wood gets the loose ball.
He's good. Yeah, he can dribble. Heads up thinking by Brady. He didn't know if he had that dribble or not.
Patrick now swings it. Riffle scanning.
There you go. Way to get on the inside. And skip.
Beautiful ball movement.
Just short.
Just short of the mark. And a foul call on the rebound. Scott shaking up on the play.
We might be able to get the colors of those rims to match, because I know some admins are really particular about their colors matching.
Let's make them blue. Yo, all we need is Jaden Overmeyer to rip one of the rims off. I mean, he's already attempted twice.
Well, hey. Brady Wood hands it off to Patrick. Scott will come off the floor. Swanson, corner three on the way. Can't drop it in. Brady Wood boxing out, trying to get the offensive board. It goes off of, oh, looked like it went off McFatridge. And the Panthers take it over. And Swanson's last 2 threes were his only 2 misses from beyond the arc in this evening. He was 4 of 4 going into those.
Yeah, because he was 9 of 10, I believe, right? Or was he 8?
He was
8 for 9, something like that. Before that 3.
Well, Triton will take it over. I have to do math. We don't want me to do that again. I had it right. Riffle, corner 3 on the way. Count that one for Gage Riffle. Swanson with the assist.
I got it right here. He was 9 of 10.
There you go.
For those 2 misses.
Ryan now goes to McFatridge. Swings it.
Good ball
to
movement.
Merrick.
Good ball movement right
Beautiful.
there. Merrick for 3.
Panthers 50% from beyond the arc. Down to Quintana. Good inside-out movement again. Brady Wood can't drop it in. And Riffle fighting
That's
for it.
That's going to
and
be a foul.
rebound.
That'll be his 4th.
Fouls on number 20, Gage Riffle. Checking into the game,
So Jamison Swanson will check in with him as Riffle will take a seat with 4 fouls.
I mean, if you're the Panthers, you are right there. You take out that first quarter with all the jitters, it was only a 7-point ball game in that second quarter, putting up 11 points.
Shaver, good cut by Ryan.
Door.
Shiloh Ryan picks up another basket for him and another assist for the Panthers. Starting to settle in. Knocked away by Shaver.
Actually, yep.
Off of Swanson it goes, and Triton turns it over.
Just like that, the Panthers are gaining some momentum.
I mean, 9-9 here in this third quarter scoring output, but you got to love that effort. Had some nice backdoor cuts here, and just good vision by the ball handler for the Panthers. Merrick with that big 3 moment ago.
Yeah, and Panthers having those guys coming off the bench too, providing some big points.
Jamison Swanson with the steal. Patrick to Quintana. Can't drop it in. Brady Wood with the offensive rebound. Lets it back up and draws the foul.
Who else but Brady Wood to be there for that pickup?
Fouls on number
Trying to
13, Ronald Layer. Brady Wood at the line.
Layer's going to pick up the foul. His first, team's third, as Brady Wood goes to the line. Brady Wood had 3 rebounds in that first half. 2 on the offensive side. That was a third one there for him. He's off in the first on that one. Gabriel Scott checks back in for Mason Shaver. Brady Wood again. Second free throw finds the mark. Shiloh Ryan brings it up. Hands it off to Scott. Scott with a nice crossover move. Back to Ryan with the head fake. To Merrick. Catch and shoot. Corner 3. Short of the mark. Put back by Ryan is no good. And the Trojans take over. A foul call on Shiloh Ryan.
Fouls on number 24, Shiloh Ryan.
It'll be his second. Oh, it's his third.
Just getting there. Team's 4th of the quarter. 2:13 to go here in this third. Swanson to Swanson.
Good ball movement.
Off the mark for Julian. Swanson gets his own rebound. Put back 3 on the way. Can't drop that one in. And Jamison gets the board. Back to Julian. Jamison with the head fake. Just kind of settle it back in.
Rip baseline.
Swanson goes up in a charge. Good job by Shiloh Ryan to get in position.
I love charges.
So Shaver and Weldy check back in for Ryan and Merrick. So that'll be the second personal foul on Swanson. Team's fourth of the quarter with 1:36 to go. Now trying to turn up the pressure in the full court. Weldy with it. Patrick knocks it away.
10.
Excuse me. Layer will turn it over. Charlie Worsham is cracking me up down there. Just in charge down there.
Oh,
Brady Wood.
Brady Wood.
Another nice drive by him.
Great seal off screens right there, and just like the Red Sea, just parted.
That's his 13th point. Good defense by him.
It's about to be 5. He's got to pick the ball up.
Weldy now with the basketball, goes to Shaver. Inside a minute to go. McFatridge swings it to Scott, taken away by Swanson. Jamison puts on the brakes. And a foul call from the baseline official.
I have to watch the TV news tonight and think there's a crew over here.
Yep, there is.
I'm not sure if it's TV, but something.
So McFatridge will pick up his second personal, team's fifth. So that'll send Jamison Swanson to the line. Good on the first. And Triton settling in. Swanson again off the front iron, no good. Scott with the rebound. McFatridge drives inside on the side of the lane. Brady Wood walling up, but a foul call. I think they're going to, because he had his hands down. I'm not sure that. I mean, that's where I would think. He kind of was trying to wall. It looked like he was going to try to draw a charge, but then kind of leaned out and didn't get his hands up.
Yeah.
So he'll pick up his first personal, team's fifth. So McFatridge will go to the line. It's his first trip.
I can't not look at that very bright orange rim now.
It's like a lighter orange. They got a red orange over here.
Well, when we do the pregame side-by-side, you can definitely tell it's different.
Oh, there you go.
Trojans going to try and settle for the last shot here. You got 5 seconds, and then once you dribble, you got another 5, and then you really have 15 seconds.
Swanson back to Patrick, down to Brady Wood, goes up, blocked by Mason Shaver.
Good running. Good running right there by the Panthers.
McFatridge, that one's good. And that will do it for the third quarter. Trojans lead 49-27. Did I miss one? Must have.
Wow.
So go ahead and I'll let Ryan do the schedule. I figure out where my spot on goes here.
Of course, this week we learned the bi-county draw.
Yep.
Of course, look here at the JV. They won tonight. What was the score?
55-14.
Okay. Need to get that added in. So they're now 4-1 on the season and 2-0 in the HNAC. Switch over to the varsity. Of course, next Tuesday we're going to host Bethany Christian and then head to Winnemac on Friday night to finish out the 2025.
see where it's at.
And look at the girls. Of course, tomorrow night we'll be right back here in the trench for Elkhart Christian. That's going to be a good one to watch.
Yep. Here tomorrow night.
Can't believe Bi-County draw is already coming around. That's insane.
And as Orion said.
Oh, yeah, we had Drew LaVille.
This will be a home away from home.
And there's only like 3 teams that have full JV girls, JV boys teams all together, something like that.
4.
I have to look at that.
I think it's 4.
That was a good win by the Lady Trojans against North Miami.
Oh yeah, we were there.
I watched that on YouTube.
I was typing the score in. It was horrible. So Triton will take it back as Brady Wood off the steal. Swanson drops it in. His first basket to drop in. Hit that free throw there in the late stages of that third quarter. Mason Shaver on the outside. He'll drive.
Good screen.
Adjustment flight tipped by Swanson. Shiloh Ryan cleans it up and can't drop it in. Quintana and Swanson's collide and trying to get called for a foul.
That'll looks like it's probably going to be on Jameson Swanson. That'll be his third if so.
Ball's on number 5, Jameson Swanson.
So that will be his third. Team's first of the quarter. And Shaver could not quite get that one to find the mark.
Here, I'll do a quick.
There you go.
There's that color. There's that color.
Oh, man.
Sunglasses, no sunglasses.
Oakley's, Ray-Bans.
There you go.
Oakley's obviously.
Oh, Oakley's.
Yeah, that's way better quality.
It's high definition.
I'll have to look and see if they're different branded rims next time I'm up there.
Riffle for 3. Count that one, the mailman off the bench. Hits that one. His 8th point of the night.
He's got those 4 fouls, so he's going to have to be smart. Make sure not to pick up anything silly.
Ryan goes to layer, pull-up jumper. Can't drop it in. Overmeyer with the rebound. Riffle now goes back to Swanson. Back to Riffle. He's feeling it. Another 3. Drops that one in. The mailman has delivered back-to-back 3-pointers for the Trojans. 2 assists.
Does not take much for him to become a human torch.
Layer goes to Shaver.
Is that over and back?
The ball never crossed. So
he just landed like literally like 50-50. The ball never crossed.
You got to have 3 points of contact to cross.
Looks like that's what I'd be arguing too.
Let's see, I don't forget it here in time.
Kind of catches it.
Oh, no, they're right. It barely crossed over.
It's like when he caught it. It was, I don't know. From the official's point of view down there, so.
That's why we're up here, as we say.
I do not want to be down there. Patrick goes to Overmeyer in the paint. Pull-up jumper inside the lane. Off the back iron, no good. McFatridge with the rebound. McKaig really still in the ear of that official here on the near side baseline. And Shiloh Ryan will throw it away, but Brady Wood's there to clean it up. Spinning aggressively to the basket.
A good block right there by Scott.
Shaver now. Drives the left side of the lane, and Overmeyer's going to pick up his 4th foul. Team's 2nd of the quarter.
Ball's on number 12, Jane. Shaver at the line, shooting 2.
Shaver off the mark on the first. Team shooting 7 of 13.
Coach Groves electing to keep Overmeyer out there, so he's got to be smart now that he has those 4.
Team now 7 of 14.
Panthers fall back into a man set too.
Brady Wood now goes to Swanson. He will drive, steps back to the free throw line off the back iron eye off the rim, and Shiloh Ryan gets the rebound. Swanson's had himself a night, 20 points. Scott can't get that one to drop in. Riffle with the rebound. Up to Patrick on the left side. Goes to Brady Wood. Swanson back to Patrick. To Swanson. He'll try a three from this side. Count that one for Julian Swanson, up to 27 points. Clicked the wrong Swanson. There we go. The Trojans hit the 60-point mark for the second time this season. Team averaging 55 points a game while allowing 38. Thatcher's backing down Landon Patrick and a foul call.
You got to replay a Pioneers block there under the basket.
Oh, yeah.
That was a good block.
That was a very good recovery. I thought Brady just had a pretty easy bucket after that spin, but Scott doing a great job of anticipating the layup.
So Patrick called for the foul, team's third. That's his second. A lot of conversations going on down there. Here comes the platoon swap for the Trojans. Shaver drives inside the three-point line, stops on the right side of the lane, pull-up jumper, finds its mark.
Good jump stop. Great way of utilizing his momentum to get Overmeyer off balance.
That's his 8th point. Swanson lost the ball. Back go the Panthers. Ryan to McFatridge. It's good.
Good extra pass.
Patrick now working against McFatridge. McFatridge's going to get called for the foul.
Oops, wrong angle.
Be his third, team's first. And here comes that platoon swap. So Jamison Swanson, Blaze Hensley, Colton Large, Levi McFarland, and Isaac Quintana all in the game for the Trojans. So he was kind of tracking him down. You didn't quite catch it there. I mean, he wasn't really in spot to get set.
Nope.
Really couldn't draw. Really couldn't get a good charge draw there.
You know, I like what he was trying to do. He was trying to play that forearm into his chest. Sometimes you can get that call depending on your official. You just take it enough. And
Blaze Hensley adjusts. He fires off the iron. No good. Quintana cleans it up and drops it in.
His first points tonight.
Again, another second chance point for the Trojans. Scott with it on the right wing. Mayer to check in momentarily, and Scott. They're going to say it was tipped. The near side official said it was tipped. The far side now saying it's over and back.
Well, let's look.
We'll let Q look here. I don't know. Nope.
Nope, I didn't go back far enough.
It's okay.
It was tipped, but Scott hit it, trying to smack it away from Levi, and that should be a turnover.
So Caden Rigney now will check in for Layer. McFatridge comes out of the game as Merrick will check in. So the Panthers will hang on to the basketball. Shiloh Ryan setting it up. Rigney patrols the baseline and curls to the top of the key where he gets the basketball. Now to Merrick. Merrick to Scott. Scott settling in. Working on Levi McFarland. Shaver. Back to Ryan. Max Johnson to check in momentarily. Ryan goes through.
Charge.
And a charge. Colton Large was there, ready for it. If that's on Shiloh Ryan, which it is, that'd be his fourth. Team second. So Max Johnson will check in.
Love when you have a kid come off the bench and put his body on the line first thing.
Colton Large just does it all so well. Very sound in his movement. Had some nice passes. He did a lot of really good things at JV contest too.
He's another one of those guys like Brady. He will crash the boards relentlessly.
Max Johnson hangs with it. Goes up, draws the foul, and one opportunity coming from Max Johnson.
If you're coming off the bench and you're getting any kind of varsity moments, this is exactly what you want to do, what Colton did and what Max have both done. They're both showing why they need to be out there and get more playing time is because they have hustle and heart.
Mason Shaver picks up his 3rd foul. He gets the rebound as Max Johnson misses that free throw. Ryan now is checking momentarily Xander Bullock. Scott lost the basketball, and Shaver's going to take it back, and a foul call on the Panthers. This might be on Scott, and it is, which will be his 2nd, team's 4th. So Xander Bullock will check in for Shaver. Weldy's going to check in for the Panthers as well. He'll check in for Shiloh Ryan. So Jamison Swanson inside, 2.5 to go. Goes to Blaze Hensley. Panthers back to that 2-3 zone. Farland. Oh, good movement again. Blocked by Scott, but there's Colton Large. Puts it in.
That's that action. Get it to the big guy and have a guy down low on the block. That looks like travel.
That's going to travel. Good defense by Levi McFarland. Ronald Layer now will check in for Gabriel Scott. The Trojans looked up to pick up their 4th win of the year. 2-0 in conference play. Levi McFarland pushes it to Swanson. Swanson clearing it out. Goes to Hensley. Triton good ball movement outside the perimeter. I love watching these guys, the JV. They are so much fun to watch. Good movement. Underneath. Knocked away, but Xander Bullock reads it well and forces the turnover. Rigney goes to Bullock. Now to Merrick. Stay tuned post game.
I'll get back door.
Layer up and in.
Hand.
And that's Layer's 5th point of the night. Remember, hit that 3 earlier in the ball game. Swanson dials a 3. Can't drop it in. Colton Large fighting for the rebound, and a foul call by the baseline official.
The student section's more alive than they have been the whole game.
Well, they got their pajamas on. They've been resting for this moment.
Man.
And that foul call is going to be on Rigney. That will be his 2nd personal, team's 5th, and that will send Colton Large to the line.
Just wait till you hit the workforce.
Off the mark, no good, and the free throw line has not been friendly to the Trojans tonight. 4 of 11.
Just can't airball. Can't airball. It's the only thing that you got to think when you go up to the free throw line.
And in and out, the Gremlins punch it free. Bullock with the rebound. We've seen it a few times now where the ball is dropped into the bucket and just squirted back out. Weldy for 3. Almost gets out when caught in the rim. Swanson takes a look at the clock. He'll go to McFarland. Now to Blaze Hensley. Hensley. And a foul call.
Okay, they said 6-7.
Oh
my gosh.
Goodness.
I've never not wanted somebody to miss a free throw ever.
Blaze did. He did the little motion thing.
6-7. We have 66 points. That's why they're so excited for Colton Large to make his free throw.
There it is. There it is. Now everybody's all happy, except for me. Good Lord. Oh, my night is ruined. Wow.
You better make this.
There we go. So I don't have to worry about saying in the post game. Wow.
Try explaining that to Coach Groves why you went to the free throw line and only
it's all right.
Man, at least he made them both.
Oh, Blaze. Rigney will give it to Weldy. Merrick off the mark. Swanson with the rebound.
And that is going to do it. Trojans are going to win here tonight 68-35. I'll push stats over, and we'll go down and get our post-game interview momentarily. Those should be over there. Triton wins 68-35 here tonight. 2-0 in conference play and 3-0 against 1A opponents this season. And they are now 3-1 at home. So Prince improved to 4-1.
There you go.
So I will go down and start getting interviews. We'll be back. Well, I guess you're going to talk.
I'll do points or
So
stats.
I will mute us.
I'm on though, right? There are our game statistics. Pioneer 7 of 14 on the free throws. Triton 6 of 14. Inside the arc, Pioneer 8 of 17. Triton 16 of 26. Beyond the arc, Pioneer 4 of 12. Triton 10 of 27. Turnover count, Pioneer 28. Triton 11. Scott led the Panthers with 10 points. Shaver 8. Layer 5, McFadridge 5, Ryan 4, Merrick 3. Trojans, Julian Swanson, game high 27 points. Brady Wood 13, Gage Riffle 11, Landon Patrick 6, Jamison Swanson had 3, Blaze Hensley 2, as well as Quintana, Johnson, and Large. Stay tuned, we'll have a player interview and Coach Groves here momentarily.
The Indiana High School Athletic Association is proud to present another Mental Attitude Award winner.
Every year on Thanksgiving weekend from Lucas Oil Stadium, the IHSAA and the Indianapolis Colts host the high school football state finals. This gives the student athletes from each team an opportunity of a lifetime. In Class 1A, the South Putnam Eagles capture their first state title in nearly 40 years, a 26-point win over Pioneer. The entire Eagles roster left Indianapolis as state champions, but one student athlete from Pioneer received the most distinguished award. I'm Nathaniel Finch, and this is your Class 1A Blake Rest Mental Attitude Award winner.
It's a great feeling. I remember being down here at 18 and watching the winner, and it's amazing. I never really expected it. It was a goal to always get down here, but make it come true, to at least make it here, and win that award. It was really special.
Senior Micah Rands of Pioneer, nominated by his principal and head coach for demonstrating excellence in mental attitude, scholarship, leadership, and athletic ability during his 4 years of high school. The IHSAA's executive committee then reviewed the nomination along with the South Putnam student and selected Rands as the recipient of the award. Micah Rands ranks top 10 in his senior class. He is a member of the Athletic Council, Student Council, and Pep Club. Rands volunteers at Big Creek Missions and serves as a youth flag football coach. He excels on the football field, the conference's most valuable player, but he also stars in basketball and golf. High school sports teach the value of hard work.
Just the whole road of morning weights, from last Christmas time, building as a team, building to this moment, building to this game, it's really special.
At the start of Pioneer's state tournament run, Rand suffered a serious leg injury. His perseverance teaches lessons of dedication and resilience.
It's been 6 weeks. It's been a battle. Probably one of the hardest things I've gone through in a while. It happened week 9, going into the tournament time, and worst case scenario, it happened, but the support, family, and friends that, done everything that get me to this point, where I can at least be on the field with my boys for the last time.
Rands is headed to Purdue University next fall to pursue a degree in finance. The Indianapolis Colts, the presenting sponsor of the IHSAA football state tournament, presents a $1,000 scholarship to Pioneer High School's General Scholarship Fund in the name of Micah Rands. I'm Nathaniel Finch, and your Class 1A Mental Attitude Award winner is Micah Rands of Pioneer.
Again, defense leading to offense, 44 points off turnovers for you guys tonight. That's a heck of a stat.
Yeah, that's what that's the only thing that we want to do is just get turnovers, play good defense. That's what we pride ourselves in, and we did a very good job of that tonight, and we're looking forward to next week and getting after it next week.
And Julian, again, 27 points for you, again, coming out and scoring. What's it like, that whole team effort for you, again, to play with these guys on the floor?
I mean, it's a blessing to get to play with these guys. We've been playing with them since 4th grade, and I think the chemistry really showed tonight, what we can do when we're playing together and everybody's doing their part.
And Landon, again, this team, we talked about the creativity with you guys passing the basketball, that extra pass. How important that is for you guys to get everybody involved?
I think it's just an unselfish factor that we have with our team. We always want to find the guy who's hot. And tonight Julian was hot. Gage started to catch fire at the end. And in practice we always just one more, just to get the best shot we can. And I feel like we did a good job of that tonight and played pretty well.
I like to say, guys, that defense and effort and hustle, those are the things that travel really well. And you guys are doing those things. Julian, for you, that hustle, that work that you guys are putting in, that's really starting to show. What's that like here in your senior year?
I mean, we've been really good a defensive team in the past. Last year we were #1 defensive average, and I think this year we're forcing more turnovers and getting more points off that, and it really helps offense be easier.
And for you guys, so I I like to ask these fun questions. So, ever do an escape room? Ever do one of those? Do you know what they are?
Yes.
Okay. So I want to know who you guys would choose to be in there with you, and who is the last person. It could be a player, coach, don't matter. Who's the one person you'd want and the one person you wouldn't want? You got it, Landon? You got. Okay.
I would want my grandpa in with me just because he thinks through everything, would calm me down. Who I wouldn't want? Probably my sister, because we'd probably bicker the whole time and wouldn't get anything.
The time would run out.
Time would run out and we'd be stuck. So.
All right, Julian, who would you take?
As far as people on the team, for a coach, probably Coach Shorey. He's always mellow, chill. I think he would stay level-headed and figure out how to get out.
Okay, who wouldn't you take?
For a player I wouldn't take, there's a couple that come to mind, but
say it quick and run if you want. It's up to you.
I mean, if I had to pick one, probably Jaden, and I don't think he would be a whole lot of use helping get out of the escape room.
Well, he just want to hang out and just chill, right?
Just break through. He might be useful if he could just break through the wall or something.
Well, I mean, as big as he is, I'm sure he could run through that wall.
Yeah, but if he can't, having him help solve riddles, I wouldn't be too confident in that.
Well, guys, again, another good effort. I know you got a tough week next week against Bethany Christian and Winnemac. We'll let you guys get changed again. Another good game. We'll take a quick break. We'll get Coach Gross here momentarily. The big stat of the night, 44 points off turnovers. I don't know if that's a record or not, but that's a big number.
Yeah, it is. I talked to the kids about just being aggressive defensively, let the defense kind of set the tone for our offense. Thought we did that. We came out aggressive, and, I know they haven't played a game yet, and so I know they lost a lot from last year, and so we want to be aggressive, especially with our guards. Kind of had a little new wrinkle in there with our half-court trap, so, our kids did a nice job with it. They were aggressive, and we made some mistakes, but they erred on the side of being aggressive, and I like that.
And again, not really turning the ball over tonight. Again, a good ball security and that extra pass. Your guys are really just, we talked about in the pregame, is that extra pass for these guys being real creative on the offensive side.
Definitely. That's one thing we focus on is taking care of the ball. I felt like we still had too many turnovers personally, especially against a 2-3 zone. But, it's something that we stress and practice each and every day. The kids know that we got to take care of the ball. That's just wasted possessions when you turn it over. But yeah, they played with confidence, played with each other. They're finding each other. That's nice to see.
And again, we talked about in the pregame about how defense, hustle, all those little things, those controllables, those things are the things that are going to travel well, and your guys are starting to figure out how to do those things.
Yeah, we've been preaching, make winning plays. I've been saying this probably every week on here that, within a basketball game, you have the ball in your hand about 5% of the game. And so what are you doing with that other 95%? Are you getting rebounds? Are you setting screens? Are you playing defense? We've been talking about just making those winning plays, and I thought we have a lot of guys trying to do that now, and so that gets contagious. We could be pretty good.
And for you guys, the fourth game of a 5-game homestand, and then of course at Winamac to end the year. We talked about those 2 games being really tough next week, and for these guys, how are we going to prepare going into next week?
Yeah, 2 really good basketball teams. Bethany Christian beat Mishawaka. They have a lot back from last year. They lost some of their big guys, but they have a lot of their guards. They're very quick. They can shoot the ball. They spread you out. They're really, really scrappy. And then we have a big, huge Winamac will, I'm assuming, be 5-0 when we head there. A huge conference game at their place. And so like I said, it's an everyday approach. Just get better each and every day. We'll get better tomorrow, get better on Monday, and be ready to go on Tuesday.
So I asked the guys a fun question. I know I try to add to these every single time. I ask them, the escape room, who would you take and who wouldn't you take from the team? Or you can expand outside of there, but who I know Coach Shorey was a quick pick for Swanson. Who he'd take? Who would you take?
He would take.
He would take Coach Shorey to be in there with the escape room to get him out of there.
I can put the coaches in there. Huh? Okay, well, I'm trying to think here.
You're the head guy, so you can pick whoever you want.
I don't know. Max is pretty smart. Okay. Maybe Max, maybe Levi. Okay. Levi's smart.
Okay, I like that.
Not to saying our older guys aren't smart, but
guys are pretty sharp. We gotta give them that.
And I'm not. I don't know if I want to go with the guys I wouldn't take.
Just say there'd just be a few.
Jaden's probably not a thinker, so I probably wouldn't take Jaden Overmeyer.
Poor Jaden, he got picked twice tonight to go with it. But hey, but if you need a guy to run through a wall, there's your guy.
Yeah, there you go. If we need to lift something or jump up and get something off of, we could use him. Yes.
Okay, well, Coach, congratulations on the win. Again, thank you everyone for watching here tonight. Appreciate it. We'll see you tomorrow night as the girls will be here against Elkhart Christian. Until next time, remember the Trojan way.